This weekend just gone, I went to my first ever craft related show and I enjoyed it so much, so I thought I'd give you guys like a little breakdown of the show and then a little mini haul of everything that I got as well. If you're in the crafting community, you have probably heard of Knit and Stitch. It is an amazing craft show which takes place in 3 different locations. It's an annual event and it has been going on for years, but it is the first time that I ever went this weekend just gone, and now I can see why everyone is so obsessed with it. So I went to the one in London. It's located at Alexandra Palace. I've heard of this venue so many times, but I don't really think I've actually gone there myself before, maybe once years ago. And it was just the perfect location for this amazing craft show. For those of you who haven't heard about Knit and Stitch, it is this amazing fibre arts dream, essentially. There are so many different types of crafts that are available and shown, and there are all these demonstrations and workshops, and obviously knitting is a very big part of it, but there's lots of embroidery and there's loads of quilt making. There is so much at this show, and I didn't realise quite how much there was going to be until I went, and it was very, very eye-opening. So if you're considering going to a craft show for the first time, and maybe even Knit and Stitch specifically, then watch this video and I will give you guys lots of feedback that I've had for it, some photos, clips, videos, and then obviously the haul of everything that I got as well. I'm Jessie of Crochet by Jessie, and let's get into today's video. I'm still genuinely buzzing from this show. I surprisingly have not done a craft show properly before. I've never really attended one. I feel like I kind of became aware of it maybe after it had already happened, because I saw all like the posts and got excited and then realised it literally ended like 2 weeks before I even realised it was a thing. So when I was able to get in advance and just get the tickets and just be organised for this show, I was really excited. As I was saying, Knit and Stitch has so many different facets to the overall show. They have catwalks, which I didn't know was a thing, and unfortunately I found out a bit too late about that, because I was really, really tempted to wear the Tesserae jumper down the catwalk because I'm so proud of that piece and it would have been lovely to do that. But hey, maybe I'll do a design and walk down the catwalk next year. I'm definitely open to doing that. But alongside things such as the catwalks, you have some amazing talks from these awesome fibre artists, and you have workshops that some of them organise. You have all of these amazing stalls and booths, and I did not realise just how many there were going to be. I'll put like a little clip here of just us going through, because it was like 10 times bigger than I actually thought it would be. It's kind of hard to grasp how big an event or a show is going to be if you've never really done something like that before. And I definitely underestimated just the sheer size of everything. One thing that I found really fun about Knit and Stitch is I am very much a crocheter, but I love fibre art in general and just craft and anything and everything handmade. So getting to see all of these different forms of crafts that I've always been fascinated with and seeing them up close and getting to see all of these examples of beautiful finished pieces and all of these booths that are selling pieces for it and showing kits and doing examples. I just found it was really educational at the same time of being fun, and that's just the perfect combo, I think. What was also nice is there were just so many different brands, whether it was slightly larger scale and then with their own businesses as well. Stylecraft were there, and oh my goodness, their booth was chaos. It was so busy. I very much looked from the outskirts, but I thought I'm not going to be able to get in there because I feel like I will be knocked over. It felt like a low-key stampede, but it's amazing because it shows how many people know them at the same time. But even seeing Stylecraft there, and then there were all these amazing like hand dyers who've got these beautiful, beautiful assortments of yarn, which I've not seen a lot of that in person before because obviously I've not gone to a show before. So getting to see all of this in person and seeing the quality, all the different types of yarn, all the colorways, knowing that like each of the lots and the batches are quite small for each type of yarn, obviously, because it's hand dyed. It was really exciting. And talking about yarn, I thought this is the perfect time to show you guys some of the stuff that I got, because I'm really happy with my haul and I think you guys will be too. I think I did a really good job with what I got. So let's see everything that I got. So the first place I'm going to show you is just some gorgeous yarn that I got from Dina's Home of Crafts. I loved the colorways of these. I really wanted to get yarn that I probably wouldn't typically use, because I've been using a lot of very much solid colored cotton, and although I'm not naturally someone who would use chunkier yarn anymore, especially with all the mosaic crochet stuff I've been doing, I thought let's try something a little bit different, maybe get some slightly like color changing yarn, some really beautiful hand dyed, really unique kind of combinations. So that is what I did here. I got 4 lots of 20 grams, and can we appreciate just how beautiful these colors are? What I'll do is I'll have like a little camera come up here and I'll be able to show you guys just in a bit more detail closer up. But I went for obviously very much autumnal colors. It wasn't intentional, but I was just so drawn to them. And it's just so fun because like, look at all, I'm hoping that will focus quite nicely, but look at all of the beautiful shades in this red combo. It's so lovely. And I'm not entirely sure what I am going to make yet, but I am thinking I'd quite like to do a mosaic crochet design, and I'm feeling like this would be the perfect quantity for some fingerless gloves. And I also think it would look really nice with these colors for fingerless gloves. I think it will be a really cozy kind of vibe, and we'll see. I'll try and get working on that soon. I've got some other commitment projects that I really need to focus on. However, I just couldn't resist getting all of this yarn because I just think it's so pretty. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with this purchase. The next booth that I purchased from is called Strictly Hand Dyed, and again, I was just obsessed with their mini 20 gram lots of yarn because I feel like it's perfect for me, where I try to incorporate loads of different colors into my projects. So being able to make a really beautiful smaller project but use some really gorgeous yarn, and it's definitely the fanciest yarn I have ever bought myself. I don't think I've ever I don't really tend to go crazy with my yarn, so this was a real treat getting everything that I got at the Knit and Stitch show. So I got these 4 colours. Again, I realised I was really in an autumn mood on this day because I've gone for some very autumnal colours for literally every bit of yarn that I bought, but I'm not mad about it because my favourite time of year is autumn, so it does seem quite fitting with me. But yeah, these colours again, so they are not solid colours. They look a little bit more like that from the distance, but again, I'm going to do some close-up clips so you guys can just see like the beautiful subtle changes. This was the colour that I was initially drawn to because I love how bright it is. It kind of seems like it feels low-key radioactive in the best way ever, and it was definitely, my partner and I went together and we were really drawn to this colour initially. And yeah, I thought this would be a really fun feature colour for a project. And then with the rest of these ones, I just thought they all looked beautiful together, and I just thought it was like a fun little combination. I am not sure what I'm going to use this yarn for. It's going to probably be another mosaic crochet design, and it's probably going to be a smaller design. Hey, maybe I'll make 2 different design patterns for fingerless gloves. I honestly don't know. I might become obsessed with it because I've not done mosaic crochet fingerless gloves yet, and I do feel like they would be very cute to do. So yeah, keep an eye out. You might just see me becoming obsessed with that, but I'm really happy. And again, I wanted 4 because I feel like 4 is enough to do a decent sized project like fingerless gloves if that is something I decide to do. And again, I just wanted as many colour options as I could get as well. My final yarn purchase is quite easily the most bougie purchase. I have never worked with this fibre before, and I love how it looked, and I thought, why not just get something that will end up being a challenge? So I went for vegan silk, which I had never even heard of, but I became obsessed when I saw it in this booth. So the small business is called Sheep on Mars, and look at this. Again, very autumn colours. I just loved this green instantly, and then this was the colour. It's kind of like I want to say it's a brownie green. Tell me if you think it's more of a gold kind of colour, but I just feel like there's green undertones. But I saw these colours and I just thought, I really want to work with this on something. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Part of me was wondering if maybe I should make like a small change purse or something, because it's obviously a very different kind of material to what I'm used to working with. But I couldn't not go with this. I just feel like it's really fun. I love the metallic-y kind of, the metallic-y texture of it. And yeah, I, again, had to get 2 colours because I like working with multiple colours, if you can't tell from all of my crazy patterns that I've been doing recently. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I've got quite a good amount, and it was the first purchase I actually made at the show because I was so fascinated by it, because I kind of thought it's the perfect opportunity to get some fibres that are slightly out of my comfort zone. And it's so thin that I'm actually going to have to go down. The recommended hook size for this is 2.5 millimeters. And I'm very much a smaller crochet hook person. My mosaic designs are like a 3.5 millimeter that you need to use, but 2.5, I might actually have to see if I even have a 2.5mm. I don't know if I do, but yeah, isn't it gorgeous? I'm really excited to work with it. Let me know in the comments what you guys would make with it, and if you have worked with vegan silk before, and yeah, what you made if you have. So that was the yarn that I got from the show. I do have one last thing that I got. Technically it was gifted to me, I didn't buy it myself, but I went to the show with my partner and his mum because she crochets as well, and she got me a very early birthday present because I'm not going to be able to see her on my actual birthday. How amazing is this? So if you guys can't read it from here, it says crochet because unaliving is wrong. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word or not, but I literally love this so much. I am such an avid hot drink tea kind of drinker kind of person, and I just love the fact that it is a set. I also have a black cat, and I've got 3 black cats, but for me this just embodies Luna. So when I saw this set that she kind of went off and bought during the day and gave to me after, I love it so much. I'm going to be using it all the time. It's so fun. I love having crochet themed mugs, and I've never had a crochet themed coaster, so that's really exciting. If you guys happen to have been at the show and you know who this was bought from, then please let me know in the comments below, because I have no idea. There was nothing on the packaging that kind of gave me an idea of where this was bought from. And I'd love to know, because to be fair, I probably want to buy more because I really like this. So that was everything that I got from the show. I'm going to kind of give you guys a little bit of a run through of my overall thoughts of the show, what kind of recommendations I would make and why, just to make your overall experience the best that it can be. So the first thing I will recommend is get there as early as you can, because when I went, we ended up going at, I think we literally got into the show at 10:30, and I believe it was open from 10. So we went there pretty early. We got to go straight through. There were no queues for us to wait in, and it was busy already, but it was manageable. But towards the end of us leaving, it was packed. And then as we'd left, I saw on the actual show story on Instagram the queues, and I was horrified. I did not realize just how good we'd had it, because there were literally hundreds of people waiting to even get into the show, and it was already really packed in there. So honestly, the earlier you get there, the better, because not only is there going to be more stock there available for you to actually have a look at and purchase, but it means you're going to, 1, be able to actually get in there sooner, and 2, it's not going to be as overwhelming with just the sheer amount of people, because there's a lot of people coming to this show. I'd also say definitely find time to check out the exhibitions. I didn't realise just how many there were going to be, and it was really fun to see everything, because I found that it gave me some inspiration that maybe I could do into my own version of fibre art. So like maybe there was some really beautiful embroidery work that I saw in a piece, and I really loved the colour palette of it and thought, oh, that will probably translate really nicely into a mosaic crochet design. So definitely don't just stick to your type of fibre art, because I feel like you can get so much inspiration from anything handmade in general, and I definitely found that to be the case for me during this show as well. The third point, and this is just coming from me because I feel like my eyes were on stalks this entire time at the show, just be prepared, put a little bit of money aside so you can actually get some stuff if you want it, because I wanted literally everything. It was so beautiful, and I had to be really good just to not go crazy. And I feel like, just be prepared, people. There is so much beautiful stuff there. You are going to want to make a few purchases, so just know and prepare for that in advance so you don't catch yourself out and end up spending way more than you intend. Because yeah, there's lots of lovely stuff. You're not going to want to walk away without anything, unless you've got amazing willpower, because I'm envious of you. I could not have done that. And it was the first time I went to a show, so I really wanted to get a few things, especially from there. The one thing that I would probably want to see a little bit more of for the knit and stitch shows, it's purely personal preference, and I don't think it's too surprising, but I wish there was just a little, I'm not saying loads, just a little bit more presence of crochet there, because obviously I know it's knit and stitch. I know knitting is going to be such a big element of it, and obviously with that comes yarn, which will benefit crocheters anyway. But I did feel like there was some presence of crochet, a little bit, but it would have just been nice if there was like a little bit more for me, just based on the kind of the amount of stalls and booths that were relevant for me. I feel like it would have been nice if there were just a handful more, especially because it felt like a lot of the stalls were either just kits or it was kind of amigurumi kind of plushy ones, and there wasn't really as much of a crochet wearable presents I found. You guys may disagree, maybe I completely missed out on some of the booths. I wouldn't be surprised if I did get low-key lost in the maze of booths. But yeah, that was one thing that really jumped out to me. There was not that many crochet wearables, and if there were, there wasn't like a huge variety of it either. A lot of it was very much kind of like granny square based, which obviously I know is a huge part of crochet, but it's not the only part at the same time. And hey, with that in mind, who's to say, maybe this time next year, Crochet by Jessie with her mosaic crochet wearables may have somewhat of a presence. I don't know. I feel like that would be really fun. I would absolutely love to be able to do something like a mosaic crochet workshop at an event like that to teach you guys. And I'm very realistic in the sense that I don't think I'd ever have a booth stall kind of thing myself, purely because I don't sell physical items, because it would be so expensive to sell my wearables, and I'm not gonna, well, I don't even have physical patterns, they're online ones, so there's literally no reason for me to have a stall. But hey, maybe in the future I could do a workshop. That would be wonderful. And I would love to take part in the catwalk, and he said the catway, in the catwalk, wearing a really over the top mosaic crochet design. I'm feeling like full length dress, maybe a matching cardigan, who knows? I feel like that would be so much fun. So hey, maybe in a year's time, you'll be getting a really cool update where I do that. So we will see. Do let me know if any of you guys went to the Knit and Stitch show and how you guys found it, what your overall experience was, what yarn or different goodies that you guys got as well, and if you're planning to go next year as well. I will definitely be going to Knit and Stitch next year. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It enabled me to just get so much more of an idea of the craft and the community at the same time that I'm a part of. And it's just so lovely, and everyone is so welcoming. Thank you guys so much for getting to this stage of the video. If you have, then comment below what your favorite thing out of my haul was, whether it was the mug and coaster set, whether it was some of the yarn, and if so, which of the yarn, because I'm struggling to pick a favorite between everything. I feel like I'm probably gonna I'm obviously gonna be using the mug and coaster the most, because that's like a reusable thing, whereas the yarn, you use it for one project. But as far as the yarn goes, I don't know what my favorite one is, because they're all so different, and they're all so fun and unique to what I typically work with at the same time. I will also make sure to give you guys little updates of what projects or designs I end up doing with the yarn that I got, because I feel like it's such beautiful yarn and I'm definitely going to want to share it with you. Again, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so, as well as pressing the bell to be notified when my next video is up. I love doing loads of different crochet videos. This is my first one, obviously, at a show, because I've never done that before, but I just like doing tutorials and tips and just knowledge around crochet and everything. So if this is the first video you have seen of me, there is so much more to see on my channel. And with all of that being said, I will see you in my next video. Bye.